sorry to disturb you in your work, sir, but...
Fantastic. Would you say this young mammoth is
Yes.
barely 40,000 years old? Fantastic. Wouldn't you say this?
Yes, probably.
No. Look, you don't really see.
Probably.
What can I do for you, my dear child?
Well,
I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna have to go talk to boss again, I'm afraid.
Don't know.
To tell you the truth,
Look,
I don't know very much about mammoths,
what can I do for you,
and
my dear
I'm not
child?
here as a student. In fact,
My name is Kate.
To tell you the truth, I don't know very much about mammoths, and I'm not here as a student.
I'm
In
sure
fact,
it is.
I'm a
But I'm
lawyer.
sorry to say my current mission is totally
It's all right.
monopolizing my
Nobody's
time.
perfect. All the same, the
Another
study of the
time,
Pleistocene period is
Well, that's what
fascinating.
they all say. But anyway,
I'm sure it
present
is.
myself.
But I'm sorry to say my current mission is totally monopolizing my time.
Lecturer at the university.
Another time,
I think
maybe.
I have one of your books.
Oh, that's what they all say. But anyway, let's see, present myself.
Kate Walker.
I'm
Pleased to meet
Cornelius
you.
Pons,
I
emeritus
think it was that
professor
name that was on
and
the front of the
lecturer
book.
at the
Okay,
University of Darmstadt. I'm proud to say that I'm head of the Department of Paleozoology at our university.
Kate Walker. Pleased to meet you.
Miss you.
It wasn't really my intention to stop off here, but I'll confess, this university is really very impressive.
Ah, indeed. There's such a tradition of learning here. So much knowledge, a real depth of culture, intelligence, and gray matter. I myself did my studies here and never left.
Actually, I'm here because I've been summoned by the rectors of the university.
Oh, I see. You must have made a mistake on your enrollment form.
Oh, no. I haven't come here to study. I have an important matter of inheritance to attend to. I have to find the heir.
And you hope you will find him here.
I'm not altogether sure. But you see, my train broke down coming into Barrackstadt station.
In that case, my dear, you must come to one of my lectures. Here's a question for you. Do you know what the Proboscidean order is?
The Probowhatian?
Ah, you see, there are gaps in your knowledge that need refreshing.
Help.
I feel I've lost my way a little here. I could really do with your help.
Oh, my dear child, you've chosen your moment. I absolutely must finish off my lecture for this afternoon.
It's a lecture about mammoths?
Oh, yes and no. More specifically, it is about their migration. Do excuse me, I need to concentrate.
Hands.
To tell you the truth, I'm looking for Mr. Hans Vorarlberg. He's the sole heir of a very unusual factory. My company is in charge of negotiations for the takeover of this factory. At last word, he was living in Syberia. So, as soon as my train is ready, I'll be continuing my journey eastwards.
Siberia. Ah, Siberia. But what was it you said again?
Said what?
You mentioned a name. The person you are looking for.
Vorarlberg. Hans Vorarlberg. Do you know him?
Hans Vorarlberg. How could I forget him? Such an extraordinary fellow. So inventive. We shared a passion for mammoths, and we bonded over this passion. Without it, I confess, I would have had little to do with an odd, ageless retard like Hans. At the time, we were both students. Well, sort of. Let me put it this way. Hans had special permission to attend paleontology lectures. You see, he didn't really have the necessary qualifications. In exchange, Hans did a few odd jobs around the university.
Your Hans Vorarlberg sounds uncannily like the one I'm looking for.
I'm not sure, my dear. Hans was above all questions of money and business. Just to imagine him running a factory, perish the thought.
Can you tell me a little bit more about him?
He was always a mystery to me. He never said very much, never quite seemed to grasp what you said to him. He expressed himself instead through his incredible mechanical contraptions. His inventions, I admit, have been much appreciated by the university. A few times we really did talk. It was about his strange interest for mammoths and a doll. Some sort of doll that obsessed him.
A doll, you say?
Yes, he kept talking about it. One day he described it to me. A sort of children's toy. A miniature mammoth mounted by a mount. It appears he found it in a cave not far from his home. The event all sounds very dramatic. His account was slightly confused, but it awoke a great interest in me.
What do you mean?
To my knowledge, there was only one tribe who made figurines featuring a mammoth, and that tribe is the Yugols. They live in the farthest reaches of Siberia, and for them, the dolls constituted a sacred object, illustrating one of their central legends. How such a doll made the journey from the frozen Siberian north to a cave in the French Alps is a mystery to me. Even today, it is beyond my comprehension.
Have you considered that Hans Barlberg was maybe making it up? You said yourself he didn't seem to have all his mental facilities intact.
No, that's impossible. Hans couldn't invent a story like that. The doll is a sacred part of the Siberia legend. He described it to me in exact detail. Siberia itself is a chimera that paleontologists of the world are very fond of pursuing.
The train.
Arriving in Barrackstadt is an amazing experience.
Came by train.
Yes, in a kind of clockwork train with a spring mechanism that winds down regularly.
You mean
It's
by
probably
the train?
all.
Young ladies of today never cease to amaze me.
Oh, no, I'm not the engineer. The train's engineer is actually an automaton. I am sorry, all this probably sounds very strange.
A clockwork train driven by an automaton. I once knew a man long ago who could have invented such a train. It was he who designed the bandstand in the main square. To think that he was even capable of creating such a gadget. He was astounding, a true genius. But oddly, at the same time, he was also almost a child. It was as if his mental and physical evolution had definitively
It's
halted
probably
at
all.
age 10. Do you believe that?
Yes, I think I can believe that. At least I'm beginning to.
Brother Dragon, what's wrong, pal? But
My train stopped in a peculiar area. Very odd. A lot of bird species seem to seek harbor there.
Ornithology is far from being my favorite subject, but I must concede that the station is the pride of the university. It was initially intended for teaching purposes, but then birds started arriving from all around the world. It seems that there are still rare species breeding there and flourishing.
Are there? Can you give me an example?
I have been told about a kind of bird with peculiar habits. Let's see now, the Amazon cuckoo. That's right. But, I'm so foolish. I can't remember what was so special about it. Just that its behavior is very peculiar.
The Amazon? Where's the Amazon? What is the Amazon?
I'm sorry, my dear, but one cannot learn everything in a lifetime. Specialization is the key to real knowledge. Why don't you pay a visit to our library?
Thank you very much. I read in the library in a book on the Amazon that there's a mushroom called the Yangalicola. I'd like to try and find some if you have any in your collections. It just might come in handy.
Let's see then. Mission.
Yangalacola. Ah, but of course, a marvelous idea. Yes, yes, indeed. I expect I have some of that somewhere in my laboratory. I remember pulverizing it myself. Now, where did I put that container?
Do you mind if I have a look around? I'll be careful.
Oh, no, not at all. I wish you luck in trying to find something in the midst of this scholar's jungle, but please go ahead.
If I were to say Forest Sauvignon to you, what would you say?
Let's see. Sauvignon. Sauvignon. I would say it's some kind of tropical shrub, don't you think?
We are talking about the same plant then. It is a very rare shrub with small, juicy fruits. I found a book about the Amazon, and it says that there are even Sauvignon plants growing right here in Bergstadt. You wouldn't know where, would you?
Amazon Sauvignon plants here? No. No, I don't think there are any. Highly impossible. But you should ask the station at our university, so he could tell you more than me.
Oh, thanks very much. I'll leave you in peace. I hope I haven't disturbed you too much.
It wasn't really my intention.
Sorry?
Does it ring a bell?
No, not at all.
Hans Vorarlberg. Do you know?
Okay. Do you know anything about the birds?
My train stopped in a peculiar
More than me.
A lot better when this whole business is over and the sales contract is signed.
Bit of a shame we can't examine all these skeletons, really, but never mind. Yep, another very high door. Open. Locked. Unlocked. Ooh.
No point. It's locked.
Okay, so I think, at least for the time being, we have sort of reached the end of our tour of the university. And judging from what the professor has just told me, we need to go and speak to the station master again, and he's outside. Well, he's sort of down by the beach, essentially, isn't he? Oh, another phone call.
Another phone call. Hello?
Hello?
So, you got him then, Mr. Air?
Ah, it's you, Mr. Marcy. Good day, and how are you, sir?
I'll feel a whole lot better when this whole business is over and the sales contract is signed. Where the hell are you?
I'm in Bergstadt.
What in God's name are you doing there?
It's a magnificent university town. It would appear Hans Vorarlberg once passed by here several years ago.
So if he isn't there anymore, then there's no point hanging around.
I hear what you're saying, sir, but I have good reason to believe that Hans Vorarlberg is still alive. For the time being, I'm trying to gather extra information from people who have known him.
What's your next destination?
I'm not exactly sure yet.
Doesn't sound like you know too much, Kate.
I just need a bit of time, Mr. Morrison.
Yeah, well, time is what you ain't got. Keep me posted.
Hello?
So, you got him then, Mr. Air?
Ah, it's you, Mr. Marson. Good day, and how are you, sir?
I'll feel a whole lot better when this whole business is over and the sales contract is signed. Where the hell are you?
I'm in Bergstadt.
What? What in God?
Right, if I remember correctly, there's someone around here.
My name is Kate Walker, and I'm a lawyer. I'm in charge of this train. This situation is really very new to me.
Lawyer, good job. Earn lots of money.
A lot. A lot, no, I wouldn't go that far. But I can't really complain, I guess. There's worse.
Lawyer always ask a lot of money.
Can we change the subject, please? I really don't want to go down this road.
Mission.
I just met with the university rectors, and they ordered me to remove my train out of their station. I mean, it's a total joke. How do you remove a train that can't move in the first place? You don't have any ideas, do you?
We know nothing of trade. You up your own creek.
Your generosity warms my heart.
Help.
I have a little problem with my train. It's kind of broken. I've absolutely got to get it out of the station. Do you think you could tow it over to the wall with your barge?
Look,
But if the locks were open, would it be okay to tow my train then?
Portugal! My money got that step.
it's possible. My husband say we help you and you give money.
Right. And how much do you want?
She was dead.
What's he saying?
He wants $150.
$150? I don't have that much.
No money, no bar.
Let me offer you 75.
Nice, $125.
Out of the question. $100 and not a dime more.
Correct. You have barge for $100.
Great. Now, don't move. I'll be back as quick as possible with the money. Have you gone down to take a look around the station yet? It's amazing. You know, it's full of exotic birds.
Hey, to more years? Yeah. Yeah, but busy.
What's he saying?
We no leave boat. Husband is land sick.
It's not very polite of you to take advantage of my predicament. We could have done favors for each other, for free, out of solidarity.
Father, I lost sweet not full. Money, yeah, wait for it.
Excuse me?
My husband say need money for leave. $100 not lot for fancy lady like you.
How would you know a fancy lady like me, really? I'm looking for a special kind of mushroom, the Yangala cola. You wouldn't have any on your barge, would you?
We never carry plant.
Have you ever seen Amazon Forest Sauvignon?
Never go Amazon.
Do you know if I can find some here?
Yet you must to Amazon go.
Yeah, of course. I'll leave you to it. I won't disturb you again.
Prosperia.
It's a magnificent university town. It would appear Hans Vorarlberg once passed by here several years ago.
So if he isn't there anymore, then there's no point hanging around.
I hear what you're saying, sir, but I have good reason to believe that Hans Vorarlberg is still alive. For the time being, I'm trying to gather extra information from people who have known him.
What's your next destination?
I'm not exactly sure yet.
But it's probably going to be to the east.
Kate.
I just need a bit of time, Mr. Morrison.
Yeah, well, time is what you ain't got. Keep me posted.
This is not going well. Am I going to end up being fired or something? I can kind of foresee that happening. Right, okay. Well, to be honest, this is where I'm going to leave this video. Thank you very much for watching this part of Syberia. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Syberia. Right, we have a couple things to do. First thing is we need to try and fix this bandstand. I think there's something missing on the back side of this thing. Possibly another egg to balance it out, if you know what I'm talking about. The second thing is we need to go back to the station to speak to the station master about plant and forest sauvignon grapes, I believe. So let's head to the station to start with. Perhaps the two things are connected, that's what I'm hoping. There he is, right. Well, the professor told me to go.
I'm sorry to disturb you.
What can I do for you, miss?
The sailors on the barge reckon they could help me tow my train out of here, but they're asking for money. You couldn't possibly help me out with a few dollars, could you? I would be very grateful.
Miss, really, I'm surprised at you. Asking for money from a total stranger. Oh.
Right. I need cash. I need it to get my train out of your station, because my train is getting in your way, disturbing your birds, and upsetting your bosses.
Look, lady, I'm only a station master. I got my problems, and you got yours.
There isn't any young Gala Cola in this station, is there?
Young Gala what?
Young Gala Cola. It's a kind of mushroom from the Amazon. It has
I'm sorry to
particular...
Young Gala.
Well, we've been through pretty much everything. Apart from bottle two, let's go for Sauvignon.
Yes,
Where might I
think
find
that
some?
Professor Pond, the paleontologist, came by here recently. He was telling me about some strange mushrooms.
And?
But I personally don't touch the stuff myself. He wants to poison himself, that's his business.
He didn't tell you whether the mushrooms grow here, did he?
That's just what he wanted to know as well. I saw him stooping around the station for several hours. I don't know. But I can say he looked annoyed when he left. Sorry, that's all I know.
Thanks anyway. Where might I find some forest sauvignon plants, please?
No place around here, that's for sure. I don't know what you're talking about. That stuff's from the Amazon.
You know, for someone who knows nothing about the plant, you seem pretty well informed about which mysterious, faraway country it comes from.
So you do know what I'm talking about.
You know, for someone who knows nothing about the plant, you seem pretty well informed about which mysterious, faraway country it comes from.
Oh, wow, suspicious.
Wait, don't go. You know what? I don't think he was being totally straight with me.
What did the idiot say to me? Gotta go.
He's a shifty bugger, isn't he? You know what, Kate? I think you're onto something. I don't think he was being completely straight with you either. Where did he walk off to? I guess we've got to find him, right? Okay. Did he cross the tracks or something? Maybe? I don't know. Is it the search for the station master now? Well, anyway, let's go over here. If I see him outside in the garden or something, maybe. Oh no, he's on the bridge. Brilliant. Okay. Oh, God. That actually sort of saved me 5 minutes of searching. Hi.
Excuse me, station master, but I need you again.
I'm very, very busy.
No.
Excuse me, Station Master, but I need you again.
Give you a minute of my time.
Right. Well, it's going to be the same topic, I'm afraid.
I'm looking for a kind of juicy.
I have heard it's unique, but okay, I think I'll give you a minute of my time.
There isn't any young Gala Cola at this station, is there?
Young Gala what?
Young Gala Cola. It's a kind of mushroom from the Amazon. It has particular qualities.
Young Gala Cola. Young Gala Cola. That word rings a bell. Yes, I think that Professor Pond, an paleontologist, came by here recently. He was telling me about some strange mushrooms.
And
And, well, I personally don't touch the stuff myself. He wants to poison himself, but
he didn't tell you whether the mushrooms grow here.
that's just what he wanted to know. I saw him snooping around the station several hours. But I can say.
The station doesn't have any
Thanks anyway.
Funny you should mention it. That's exactly.
I'm not
Well, the station doesn't have any.
He's not a very good liar, is he?
funny you should mention it. That's exactly what I was looking for. Forest Sauvignon.
They're all the same to me. And we don't grow none here.
I have just read a very interesting
But you see, I have just read a very interesting book which says that the rare Sauvignon berry is actually cultivated here in the famous Bachelstadt University aviary itself.
It's in a book, and don't believe everything you read.
berry is actually
I
cultivated
don't
here
know why,
in the famous
but I don't think
Bachelstadt.
you're telling me the truth.
I don't know. How should I know where to find your stupid brain? Go ask your professor, what his name, Pond, paleontologist.
But you're the master of this station, so you should know better than anyone.
Nobody tells me anything. I don't know. Go see the old guy with the faucet.
I won't disturb you any longer, Mr. Station Master.
Welcome to Barrowstadt, miss.
Alright, so I need to get money. Money. So. And I need to fix that thing. Right, let's go this way first. No, wrong door.
Gentlemen, forgive me for disturbing you again, but I have a little
A little problem, a little problem.
They are kept to oneself. And they don't.
Nor trains from.
Some sailors have agreed to tow the train, but I don't have enough money to pay them. I was wondering if you could help me out. For a while. I could work for the money.
Please wait, miss. We have certain confibulations to attend to.
That is right. We must confibulate between ourselves. A collegiate decision must be taken.
I hope that we are not indisposing you in any way.
Why not?
if it helps us get rid of that train.
My word, that is a fine idea.
What do you have in mind, gentlemen?
When you arrived here, you must have noticed a splendid bandstand which honors the main university courtyard.
A unique piece of mechanical craftsmanship which no longer works, alas.
Why, yes, we have very moving memories of its melodies. We're prepared to offer you a financial reward if you can set it working again.
With pleasure. What do I have to do?
Unfortunately, my dear, time and rust have taken their toll on this university, and our automatons no longer have a spring in their step. You are going to have to be resourceful.
To tell you the truth, there are a number of complex mechanisms here in Werkstatt, and it would appear that we have unfortunately lost their operating instructions.
Your train, however, is an extremely ingenious invention, so you should be no stranger to complex mechanisms, should you? We are therefore counting on your ingenuity, miss.
I hope that I can show myself worthy of your faith in me, gentlemen.
Well, my dear colleagues, one more university matter nicely tied up.
Here we are, busy chatting, and look at the clock. It's tea time.
Already? My word, doesn't...
Thank you for a charming visit.
And thank you.
Right, so they will. Darn it, I didn't mean to do that. So they will pay me if I fix. Okay.
I don't know why, but I don't think you're telling me the truth.
What do you mean? I don't know. How should I know where to find your stupid grade? Go ask your professor what his name was. Daily Fellowship.
But you're the master of the station, so you should know better than anyone.
Do excuse me, Professor.
I don't know. Go see the old guy.
Professor, sorry to disturb you again.
Yeah, okay, sure. I don't think asking him about the money is going to
What
get us
is it
anywhere, so
you
yeah,
want?
sure.
Disturb you any longer.
Yeah, we've been here for ages, but sure.
Professor,
Okay, so
how do I
I
say
guess
this?
it's back
You see,
inside to speak to
I
the
didn't
professor.
think I'd
As
need a
long as I
lot
have
of
to
money
speak to
when
the
I
rector
set
again,
out.
I am.
And it turns out I need money after all. It's a delicate matter, I know, but I was wondering if you could help me out.
My dear, it would be a pleasure, but you see, I barely have enough myself to cover my meager expenditure on what I'm paid by the university.
Sorry, I didn't mean to offend or...
However, if we look at the example of Hans, it is true that our university always rewards people who perform some service for it. This is our dear rector's jurisdiction, however.
Is he in the same place, still by the mammoth?
I read in the library in a book on the
Yes,
Amazon,
he's still studying
there's
the
a
touch,
mushroom
looks
called
like.
the Yangalacola.
Hello.
I'd like to try and
Yeah.
find some if you have any in your collections. It just might come in handy.
Professor, sorry to disturb you
Yangalacola.
again.
Ah, but of course, a marvelous idea. Yes,
Well,
yes, indeed.
I
I
suppose-
have some of that somewhere in my
You
life.
wouldn't know
Do you mind if I have a...
Oh, no, not at all. I wish you luck.
Why do you think there are so many plants here?
I read about it in a book at the library.
Yes.
Try going to see the station master.
You wouldn't know where the forest...
Why do you think there are...
just did
I read about it in a book at the library.
Who sent me to you.
Try going...
I thought
It's
it was
actually he who sent me to you.
He said
I thought it a little strange, but he definitely said ask the paleontologist.
Yes.
You're the only one here, aren't you?
A strange way to behave. Yes. Yes, indeed. Well, I think he must have made a mistake. That's all. Nobody tells me anything here. Maybe you should ask the rectors. After all, they are in charge of the university.
All right, thanks.
That's all. Nobody tells me anything here. Maybe you should ask the rectors.
I'll leave you in peace.
Sorry? No, not at all, my dear child.
As long as it's a short conversation, I suppose, and they don't bicker between each other, I'm sure it's going to be okay.
I'll leave you in peace. I hope I haven't disturbed you too much.
Sorry? No, not at all, my dear child.
Okay, bear with me. I'm going to see the rectors again. Hopefully it's not too arduous. Hello again.
Well, hey. Gotta go back here. It's like back and forth. And I've just been here for talking about money. And now I gotta come back here again for hello again.
Gentlemen, forgive me for disturbing you again, but I have a little problem.
Forgive me for disturbing you again, but I have
A little problem.
They are kept.
No, our trains.
Everyone has little problems now, you know.
They are kept.
Are you sure there are no Amazon Sauvignon plants in Barrockstadt?
No, our train.
And the paleontologist. And what they said really didn't convince me that there wasn't any here.
We are quite definite on this point. There are no Sauvignon plants growing in Barrockstadt.
didn't convince me that there wasn't any.
You see, miss, the Amazon Forest Sauvignon is a rare shrub that requires very special conditions of growth.
I don't believe you.
That's right. Conditions that are very hard to reproduce, believe you me.
Difficult, but not impossible. Unfortunately, our garden has proved very successful.
An aviary or something?
Your garden? So, there is a garden in Barrockstadt?
Your garden?
Oh, the garden. Well, if there was
That's a
one,
bit of a
it
giveaway.
would be only a little garden hidden behind the station. But our station master would be very proud of it.
Oh.
He would take very good care of it, too. Everything would grow marvelously if we were able to cultivate it all, and it would be all down to his gardening prowess.
And we would be proud as punch. And we wouldn't forget the role the paleontologist might play in this.
In this hypothetical
What's the
situation, yes.
paleontologist got to do with it all?
Without him and without his laboratory, how would we make the one, do you think?
And it would be good wine indeed, my dear colleagues, would it not? Oh, yes, a delightful balm to soothe away our long hours of toil and our heavy responsibilities.
We would wait impatiently every year for the arrival of the year's produce.
So, if I have understood you correctly, there are indeed Sauvignon plants in Barrockstadt. They are cultivated in a garden behind the station, then turned into wine by the paleontologist's loving care. And finally, the pleasure of tasting is yours. If I'm not very much mistaken, gentlemen, you have a minor racket operating here.
Miss, you do go jumping to some hasty conclusions. We never said that. That's not what we said at all.
We were talking in the conditional, you know, with ifs and woulds.
So, what would happen if I had such a hunch?
You would have to keep it to yourself, of course.
Yes, if you would be so kind as to keep it a secret. It would only be a small local concern producing barely a few bottles every year.
That's right. Nothing so grandiose as a business. Otherwise, we'd be liable to be fined. So we can't count on your discretion, can we?
Don't worry, I have no intention at all of getting messed up in anything.
Here we are, busy chatting, and look at the clock. It's tea time.
Already? My
Of
word,
course.
doesn't time fly by?
Indeed, my dear colleagues. Thank you for a
And
Oh,
thank
yes, a delightful balm to soothe away our long hours of toil and our heavy responsibility.
Again, in this hypothetical situation.
Right, time to go to the professor and give this dollar. Why did she walk like I don't know. Why not like walking? Like uh,
Here's produce.
So, if I have understood you correctly, there are indeed Sauvignon plants at Barkstadt. They are cultivated in a garden behind the station, then turned into wine by the paleontologist's loving care. And finally, the pleasure of tasting is yours. If I'm not very much mistaken, gentlemen, you have a minor racket operating here.
Oh, and now I like being a lawyer.
What he said at all.
We were talking in the conditional. You know, with ifs and woulds.
Sure.
What would happen if I had some?
There was a rival alliance near my base that was eyeing me up all day. It finally snuck up on my base one day when I was offline and wiped out my troops. I had to restart from scratch. The enemy's too strong for me to handle. How can I beat them? I'm gonna draw. Wish me luck. Yes, I got a Katyusha and an M3 lead medium tank. So lucky. Now let me upgrade my tanks. Gain strength, seek revenge. Flatten the enemy big.
Excuse me, station master, but I need you again.
Can't you see I am very, very busy?
Excuse me.
Can't you see I am very busy?
No.
I'm
Playing
very
with me,
busy
haven't
indeed.
you?
But
You knew very well that the florist
it's a bit of a
berries in the station garden.
You have been playing with me, haven't you? You knew very well there were forest Sauvignon berries in the station garden.
Well, I've never seen your silly little thing.
You don't have to lie to me. I know all about it. You and the rectors are in cahoots, and the professor's lab has been turned into a distillery. You've all got a nice little smuggling racket on the side. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Aren't you worried about the reputation of this fine university? The authorities should be informed of this.
But we haven't done anything wrong. It's not a crime.
Can you open the gate to the garden, please?
Sure. No problemo. We're not in this.
You don't have to lie to me. I know all about it. You and the rectors are in cahoots, and the professor's lab has been turned into a distillery. You all got a nice little smuggling racket on the side. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Aren't you worried about the reputation of this fine university? The authorities should be informed of this.
But we haven't done
not required. Not regulated for just moments or reputation. I have superiors who do what I can.
I understand. Don't you worry.
Thank you, miss.
So we needed to talk to him anyway. We needed to tell him off, basically. Okay, cool. I assume he's heading over there to the door that we couldn't open a couple of videos ago, so let's follow suit. I can't think of anywhere else to go. Ah, there you are. Okay.
You're free to visit the garden at your I know you're not really on board. The reputation of the university is well. I have superior. Yeah.
I understand. Yeah.
Don't you worry.
Thank you, miss.
Right. Well,
Off he goes. So I've got free reign. He's peeking over my shoulder or anything. I can go down if you want to. Let's see. Let's go down here. Wow, okay. I was expecting a little plot of land, to be honest, but I suppose not. What have we got here? This is the garden. This is the hidden garden. All right. Just follow the path, I suppose. Right. Oh, hang on. What was that? Oh, is this them? Are these the berries? Are these the grapes? I'm pocketing them, whatever they might be. I guess so. Let's have a look. So, yeah, Sauvignon grapes. Brilliant. Okay, so what else have we got here? Is it just that? It's just that for the wine. Oh, hang on.
I don't need that for the time being.
Oh, take some for yourself. Make one for yourself. To us. I don't know. But that's it. And I don't think we can go any deeper into the forest or anything like that. So, yeah, okay. I think we've got what we need, though, really. I think these grapes can help us with the cuckoos for the standing of the foot of that ladder. And if they get out of the way, we lure them out of the way. Presumably, we can go up the ladder and. Oh. I might know what we might find up the ladder, to be honest. We are kind of looking for an egg. Are we looking for a golden egg, or are we looking for like a real egg? I don't know. But this is good actually. Where was it? It was this side, wasn't it? This side of the station.
Hurry up, Kate. Can you walk a little faster?
There they are. Okay, yeah, I can do something with them. I presume that something is yes, the grapes. Brilliant. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh right. Yeah. Just drop a couple down there. Yeah. They love them. Now just slightly slip past while they're chowing down. Yeah. Excellent. All right, we're actually making real progress. Not like last time where I was just talking. That was a hard video to get through. Even editing, I might fall asleep, honestly. I'm sorry about that. Alright, so we've got a little isn't there like a mechanical bird or something up here that the station master mentioned at some point? That must be it. They are eggs, aren't they? This is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. I can't pick them up. Impossible to reach? What are you talking about? Hang on, I have an item. So, oh, can I have one back? No, really? Hang on, is the hook maybe to fix the bird? Let me just get out of this. Maybe I can hook the metal arm back or something? What am I talking about? Red Dead, though. It's not that far away. I suppose you would be leaning. Yeah, you'd be leaning quite far. You could fall, I guess. I don't know. Shit. Well, let's put a spanner in the works, to be perfectly honest. What do I do now? What's this hook for, then? There's nothing around here that I can use, right? Nothing there. I don't think so. What about that, little walkway in between? I don't think there's anything there, but I've just got to have a look now. I don't think so. There's some plant life there, but that's pretty much it. Huh. Okay. Well, I don't want to end the video right now, so give me a moment. I'll see what I can do. Yes. Excuse me.
Don't know how to get those votes. Or the egg. Really.
Yeah, miss, please, excuse me.
What's it now?
You know, I want to apologize for our misunderstanding. I brought you a bottle of wine. Barracstadt Sauvignon. Very good deal. Well, you know what you think.
I'm very touched. Thank you.
Good luck on your journey, lady.
Thank you. I'm afraid it's me again.
Hey, why don't take two? I have nothing to hide from you now.
Oh, don't worry about it.
That's very sweet.
I won't disturb you.
Welcome to back.
Yeah? Right. Yeah? Playing on PlayStation. Oh.
Yes.
You know, I want to apologize for our misunderstanding.
You see, your hands and my.
Have that against you.
Right, okay. I think I might have got it.
Sorry to disturb you again. Professor, I have brought you something that should be of interest to you.
The mammoth toy. I didn't realise you could pick it up. I went back to the train. I clicked on everything I possibly could. He wants to see it.
This is no, it's not. Yes, of course it is. How on earth did you? Oh my God! It's in my hands. It exists. It really exists. Please, excuse me. Deeply moved.
You see, your hands and my Wahlberg air are one and the same.
That confirms it.
It's incredible. After all these years, how can I ever forget you, my dear? I must study this carefully. May I borrow your treasure a moment?
Well, actually,
Don't worry, miss. I will take the greatest care of it. What I need to say, you see, it has such importance to me that this very afternoon I should deliver an impromptu lecture to the students about this very object.
Now, people warned me about this. I'll have to.
Obviously, give me your telephone number and I will call you the moment my lecture begins. I will return your dollar at the end. You have my word.
I think someone also mentioned there will be a test at the end of it. I don't know if they're joking or not, but I guess I got my pen and paper and I can swat up if I need to. But right. So this is lab. Let's just go in. Oh my god! I'm so glad I managed to do that. That took me like half an hour of just going around to everyone, talking to them about everything, using items with everything and everyone. It took me a long time to figure out that you could actually pick up the toy mammoth, but no, we've finally found this. Okay, a new room. Let's see. Lots of lab equipment. Hang on. I'm having a look at the cabinet.
Ah, that's why. That's why I don't have it. I didn't pick it up. Okay, now I can go to the professor. Don't tell me I'm crushed. I feel